Today we fully unlock the potential of the 2023 XSR900 with the VCYCLENUT reflash. We'll go ahead, throw it in, and I'll take you guys for a ride. We'll see what the results are. What you'll receive back from VCYCLENUT. You'll obviously get your ECU back with a flash. Normally he will sign the ECU, but since we're in California, he has to put this disclaimer sticker on there. It is what it is. He'll also give you some literature here that tells you all the things that he changed with his flash. So good info there. And then this is a O2 sensor delete. This is extra, but you can get it from VCYCLENUT. So this ECU, we sent it out Monday. VCYCLENUT received it on Wednesday, and by Friday, we had this back to us here in Northern California. Before we get into it, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. Okay, so we're getting the tank ready to lift off so we could put that ECU back in. Andrew's getting the covers put back on the tank. The tank's all tied down. Of course, we have to reconnect the battery as well. Should be able to take it on a ride here in just a few minutes. All right, so we got it all back together. We still left the seat off because VCYCLENUT has told us that sometimes you'll get a check engine light and we may need to clear it, so we need access to that plug, but we're gonna go ahead and start it up here. Hopefully it doesn't blow up. There it goes. Well, that's a good sign. Start it right up. And there it is, so check engine light, which is normal. VCYCLENUT already told us about that, but we will have to go ahead and clear that with our OBD scanner. But it did start right up. We did get that check engine light, as you saw in the video there. Luckily, I was able to clear it with my OBD2 scanner. I just have a normal like car OBD2 scanner and it was still able to clear it, so that's good. Right now, Andrew's on a ride out with the bike, so we'll see what the difference is when he comes back. Here we go, guys, the 2023 XSR900 with the VCYCLENUT tune. This bike has a completely stock exhaust, stock air filter. It's just the flash. I can immediately tell the throttle is much smoother. So this bike is in mode 1 right now because that's what everybody wants to see, of course. But in mode 1 stock, the throttle was really choppy. It was really sharp. It was kind of hard to control. It was hard to get any confidence with that throttle like that. So now I can tell it's much more linear. The power comes on much more linear. It's an easier bike to ride. Yeah, much smoother. It's much stronger as well. So I can tell it puts on speed much easier. The quick shifter feels about the same, but to be fair, this bike already had a really good quick shifter stock, so I wouldn't really expect much improvement there. But let's go ahead and get past the stop sign here and let's see what the performance is like. Let's see what the thrust is like. Okay, let's see what second gear is like here. Let's get over this hump. Second gear is very strong. Hit a little bit of rev limiter there, but definitely a stronger second gear. Before, second gear, I wouldn't say that it was slow or anything like that, but it was a little bit lazy. You go through first gear and it was real strong, and you hit second and it would kind of feel like there was some type of restriction there, which it probably felt that way because there was a restriction there, but now the power comes on very linear, very strong. Let's go ahead and put some more speed on here. Yeah, very linear throttle now. So with the Kelpi exhaust, we're going to be putting on even more power, but very smooth. Bike feels very good. Let's hop on the freeway here, give it another pull. But yeah, as you guys can see, really smooth quick shifter. You can pretty much use it at any RPM and it's going to be happy. It's not like some quick shifters that are only good, you know, at certain RPMs and stuff like that. This one is good at pretty much all times, so, but it's always been that way. It's got very good street manners. So just riding it normally. Of course, we're going a little fast here, but nothing ridiculous. Nice and linear. It doesn't have that choppy throttle that it originally did, which is nice. And again, this is in mode 1, you guys. Sorry, got a little bit of traffic here. So that choppiness is all gone. Much smoother. Even with the stock tune, even just basic, just right turns like that in first gear were kind of hard to do in mode 1 because the throttle would be so choppy. It would want to throw you off the bike. It would buck. I mean, it was just, and it's not an uncommon complaint. You'll see other owners of these bikes complaining about that the first gear, just the throttle input in general is just, it's hard to get it smooth. Again, I would imagine that eventually you would master it if you ride this bike all the time, but for someone like me who's not used to that rough throttle input, but I'm used to Ducati and Aprilia, which both of those bikes are known for having very smooth inputs, right? Very refined inputs. It's hard to kind of get used to it, but as you can see here, just riding it around, power is very linear, very effortless, which is what I like about a bike. I don't like having to take the bike up through all the gears, take it up to redline all the time just to get moving. I don't like that. I think it's kind of annoying. So I like that this bike here, I can leave it in third gear. It's happy just cruising, but if I need to pass, for example, watch this. Right, that's maybe half throttle, maybe, right? And you see I picked up, you know, speed there, no problem, right? It was just effortless. I didn't have to shift down. I don't have to have all this drama to just make a pass, right? So even though this bike is much stronger at full throttle now, I like that it's also much better to ride around. The rideability is much, much better. All right, let's get it going. And again, you see here the speed's pretty brisk. I kind of I didn't chop the throttle there. I kind of just leaned on it. I kind of just squeezed it open all the way. Very, very smooth. You can tell that front wheel is pretty light, but very, very smooth. I like that a lot. Big difference. So for this tune, I mean, yes, it is kind of a pain to have to ship your ECU out and all that stuff, but I mean, VCYCLENUT, he gets you the ECU back right away. I mean, we had it back in less than a week, right? So start to finish, sent it out Monday, had it back by Friday, right? Not a big deal. There we go, guys. The VCYCLENUT reflash for the 2023 XSR 900. Of course, obvious increase in performance. The bike is much stronger now, puts on speed much quicker, a lot more power, basically throughout the RPM band. But I think the best thing about this tune is it makes the XSR 900 a better bike. So with the stock flash, ride mode 1, you basically didn't use it, right? It was basically unusable because that throttle was so touchy, it was so abrupt. It was just unpleasant to ride the bike. But now with the VCYCLENUT tune, the throttle input, very linear, very natural. It's a lot easier to be confident with the bike. So I think that's the best part about this. This bike is already fast as it is. Now it's faster, but overall it's just a better bike. And with the 1 week turnaround, I mean, we started this process on a Monday and we had the ECU back by Friday. So, I mean, less than a week the bike was down, not bad at all. Very affordable way to tune your bike, unlock it, unrestrict it. Again, by this time, if you haven't liked, if you haven't subscribed, please do so now. A lot more content on the way. The Kelpi exhaust is already on its way to us. It actually arrived in Los Angeles today, so we should be getting it in a few more days. Also going to be a Kelpi seat. We're looking at different rear sets, some levers, as well as some other things for this bike. So a lot more content coming for the XSR900. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.